Late yesterday I saw the new moon, with the old moon in her arms, and I fear my master dear. We shall have a deadly storm. Well, if the bard was weather-wise, who made the grand old ballad of Sir Patrick Spens, this night, so tranquil now, will not go hence and rouse by veins that ply a busier trade than those which mould yon cloud in lazy flakes, or the dull sobbing draught that moans and rages upon the strings of this alien lute, which better far were mute. For lo, the new moon winter bright, and over is spread with phantom light, with seeming phantom light overspread, but ringed and circled by a silver thread. I see the old moon in her lap, foretelling the coming on of rain and scaly blast. And oh, that even now the ghosts were swelling, and the slant night shower driving loud and fast. Those songs which oft have praised me, whilst they awed and sent my soul abroad, might now perhaps their wonted impulse give, might startle this dull pain and make it move and leave. A grief without a pang, void, dark and drear, to stifle the drowsy, unimpassioned grief, which finds no natural outlet, no relief in word or sight or tear. O lady, in this wild and heartless mood, to other thoughts by yonder thistle wood, all this long eve, so balmy and serene, have I been gazing on the western sky, and its peculiar tint of yellow-green. And still I gaze, and with how blank an eye. And those thin clouds above in flakes and bars that give away their motion to the stars. Those stars that glide behind them or between, now sparkling, now bedimmed, but always seen. Yon crescent moon, as fixed as if it grew in its own cloudless, starless lake of blue. I see them all so excellently fair. I seem not feel how beautiful they are. My genial spirit fail, and what can these avail to lift in this smothering weight from off my breast? It were a vain endeavor, though I should gaze forever on the green light that lingers in the west. I may not hope from outward forms to win the passion and delight whose fountains are within. O Lady, we receive but what we give, and in our life alone does nature live. Ours is her wedding garment, ours her shroud. And what we are to behold of higher worth than that inanimate cold word allowed to the poor, loveless, ever anxious crowd? From the soul itself must issue forth a light, a glory, a fair luminous cloud enveloping the earth. And from the soul itself must there descend a sweet and potent voice, of its own birth, of all sweet sounds, life and element. O pure of heart, thou needst not ask of me what this strong music in the soul may be. What and wherein doth exist this light, this glory, this fair luminous mist, this beautiful and beauty-making power? Joy, virtuous lady, joy that ne'er was given, save to the pure, and in their purest hour, life and life's effluence cloud at once and shower. Joy, lady, is the spirit and the power which wedding nature to us giving dower. A new earth and new heaven, undreamed of by the sensual and the proud. Joy is the sweet voice, joy the luminous cloud. Being ourselves rejoice. And thence flows all that charms our ear or sight, all melodies the echoes of that voice, all colors the suffusion from that light. There was a time when, though my path was rough, this joy within me dallied with distress, and all misfortunes were but as the storm wind's fancy made me dreams of happiness. For what grew around me, like the twining line, and fruits, and foliage, that my own seemed mine. But now affliction bound me down to earth, nor care I that they rob me of my mirth. But oh, each visitation suspends what nature gave me at my birth, my shaping spirit of imagination. But now afflictions bound me down to earth, nor care I that they rob me of my mirth. But oh, each visitation suspends what nature gave me at my birth, my shaping spirit of imagination. For not to think of what I needs must feel, but to be still and patient, all I can, and happily by abstruse research to distill from my own nature of the natural man. This was my sole resource, my only plan, till that which suits apart and fix the whole, and now is almost ground the habit of my soul. Hence wipe my thoughts that call around my mind, reality's dark dream. I turn from you and listen to the wind which long has raved unnoticed. What a scream of agony by torture lengthened out that lutes and forth. The wind that raved without, bare crag, or mountain twain, or blasted tree, or pine grove whither woodman never climb. A lonely house long held a rich hum, Methinks were fitter instruments for thee, mad lutanist, who in this month of showers, of dark brown gardens, and of peeping flowers, makes the devil's yule with worse than winter song, the blossoms, buds, and timorous leaves among. Thou actor, perfect in all tragic sounds, thou mighty poet, into frenzible, what tells thou now about this of the rushing of an host in rout, with groans of trampled men with smarting wounds? At once they groan with pain and shudder with the cold. But hush! There is a pause of deepest silence, and all that noise, as of a rushing crowd, with groans and tremulous shudderings. All is over. It tells another tale, with sounds less deep and loud, a tale of less affright, and tempered with delight, as always self had framed the tender lay. This of a little child, upon a lonesome ride, not far from home, but she has lost her way, and now moans low in bitter grief and fear, and now screams loud, and hopes to make her mother hear. 'Tis midnight, but the small clouds have I of sleep. Full seldom may my friend such vigils keep. Visit her, gentle sleep, with wings of healing, and may this storm be but a mounting birth. May all the stars hang bright above her dwelling, silent as though they watched the sleeping earth. With light heart may she rise, gay fancy, cheerful eyes, joy lift her spirit, joy attend her voice. To her may all things live, from pool to pool, their life the edding of her living soul. O simple spirit, guided from above, dear lady, for devotest of my choice, thus mayst thou evermore rejoice.